Good morning. Welcome back. I'm the Delivery Whiz. We're coming at you from Las Vegas, Nevada. It is Tuesday, April 23rd, 9:30 in the morning. And this is Vegas Gig Life, episode 29 of the Ride Along vlog. Today, we have a stacked order of 2 catering, but they are on 2 different platforms. The first one on Dlivrd platform is for Baja Fresh Mexican Grill up on Farm Road in Durango. It goes a mile-ish. It says 3 miles, but I looked. It's not even. It's 1.1 mile. And it pays a $10 base pay, $10 tip, and it is 7.3 miles there. So we're looking at 8 some miles for $20. That's pretty good. 2 something a mile. That's what you're looking to get. And it's not going to take long as the food is ready. But I have been to Baja Fresh before. A lot of times, especially early in the morning before they're open, they are not prepared and you have to wait. All right, so let's head up there and see what happens. Okay, so we have arrived at Baja Fresh Grill, and of course, the food is not ready. They say 10 minutes. So, as you saw, we walked in, the door was locked, and they came and opened it and said, we're not ready, which really sucks for us because the original pickup time was 9:50, and the delivery is at 10:15, and then my next pickup was at 10:20, so I got here 5 minutes early, hoping that it would be ready and then I could drop it off early and move on to the next one. The good news is the next one gives me a little bit more time to deliver the food, and I think I can make up the time. So we're going to wait the 10 minutes and see what happens. All right, we have the food. We're loaded up and we're ready to go. It was only 9 minutes and it's only a couple minute drive there. So maybe we could get back on track. We hope so, because we're trying to maximize the time and make sure we're on time for the other delivery. We don't want to be late because that never looks good. You always want to try to keep the time parameters in line because it is important to these companies to try to show the customers that they pick up and deliver on time. Otherwise, why are the customers anxious to use Easy Cater and these services? And they wouldn't be if it were late all the time. Yes, a lot of times you're late because the restaurant does not have the food ready. That is the case today, but the good news is it's a short drive and we'll be right on time, and we should still be able to make the next pickup. At the very worst, we may be 5 minutes late, and I've already messaged DeliverThat ahead of time asking for an extension because I was afraid of this. So let's go deliver this food. Okay, we dropped off the food, set it up. They really didn't want much here. They just asked to lay it out a little bit, snapped a photo, and got out of there. $20. It is now 10:07, so we have 13 minutes to get to the next pickup. It is a 12-mile drive there, so we're going to be a few minutes late. Then it is a 14.5-mile drive to Hughes Parkway, which is right behind the Sphere off of Spring Mountain Road. You exit off of 15. It is on the 11th floor, and it says it's a lawyer's office. And it also says in the description, which is unusual for DeliverThat, that we will get a tip in person. So otherwise, I probably would have declined this offer after accepting it and seeing where it was going and stuff. But I saw that, and I am curious to the outcome of that. Also, if I did not mention, we are driving over to Baja Fresh. So both pickups today were at Baja Fresh's. One up in Centennial, one right in the middle of the city on Charleston and Rampart, which is Durango as well. And then it takes this to Hughes Parkway, like I said already, by the Sphere, and a 14.5-mile drive. All right, here we are pulling in Baja Fresh right over here. So we're going to go inside and see if this is ready. All right, we are loaded up with the food. It was another 10-minute delay there. Even we were 5 minutes late. They were not prepared, which you should get used to in the morning. For some reason, these early morning orders before they're open are hardly ever ready on time. So prepare yourself for that. Get there on time anyway. Even if you think that you're going to be waiting, sometimes it's ready, but I feel like 80% of the time it is not ready for pre-11 a.m. pickups. I don't know if that's just the Las Vegas market. Maybe that's true in your market, wherever you're working, if it's not here in the Valley. So if you want to leave some comments about that, please feel free to comment and let me know how it goes in your market. Anyhow, we are finally loaded up with this one. Now we got to drive it to the lawyer's office, and let's see if we get a tip in person. Okay, here we are pulling up to the lawyer's office. We are going to go up to the 11th floor. It says we can park right here in this circle and turn on our hazards and we'll be okay. We're going to get the wagon loaded up for this because it is a lot of food for this one, and then we'll set it up. I can't imagine that this place doesn't have like a boardroom or a cafeteria for their employees and want a nice complete buffet style setup. Unfortunately, lawyers usually choose not to let you record in there, and I'm not going to ask, so I'm not going to bring you along on this one, but rest assured I will share all the details with you when we're complete. All right, job done. 11th floor, lawyer's office. Yes, we had to set it up, and this particular receptionist had strict orders on how to do everything and where to put it. They relocated from the boardroom down one floor to the 10th floor to their cafeteria, and they were upset that I didn't have warmers with me. And I don't know, I never had anybody ask for warmers before. They usually have their own. And I don't know, I'm still kind of giggling about it because, like, what? I'm supposed to carry warmers? They eventually brought down their own warmers, and then they had some more instructions: peel back this lid, do that, put this over here, which is the first time that I really had someone or a company with such direction. And it's okay. I was there an extra 10 minutes, big deal. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and I'm sure you know what's coming next. No, we did not get a tip in person like it said in the description. And you can see it right up here. I'm going to post it again. I know I posted it earlier so you could see how much we were going to make. And no tip. And what are you supposed to do? Start asking? No, it's pretty rude to be bothering people for a tip. Maybe they forgot. Maybe they used to do that before Easy Cater started including it on the app, or DeliverThat is a tip pool. So maybe they got it already and are dividing it amongst the pool, but I doubt it. Why would it say tip in person there? And I'm just going to tell all you guys out there, don't get upset when this happens. It happens frequently on Lyft rides or Uber ride share. Hey, good ride, Eric. Best conversation I had in a long time. I am happy that you were my driver. I'm going to tip you on the app. Yeah, you're not getting tipped, okay? 1 out of 100 is actually going to tip you on the app. And maybe that's a little low. Let's bump it up to 10. 10% are going to actually tip you in the app. And it is what it is. We work in this industry, and tips are not guaranteed. They are encouraged, and that's it. And if you can't handle that, then this is not the business for you. You should find other employment, because it happens more and more frequently these days than not. Anyhow, the base pay was $15.44 or in that area. Typically, the tip is $25. So right there, we're probably going to make $40 for that, and it is $11.15. So we started at the house at 9:30. We drove up to Baja Fresh on Farm Road and Durango, delivered to Durango and Deer Springs, and then drove down to Charleston and Rampart, picked up, drove over to Spring Mountain and Hughes Parkway, delivered and set up to a lawyer's office, and it's 11:15, so that's not even 2 hours. It's an hour and 45 minutes, and it was $20 for the first one and $40, so $60. So $60 for an hour and 45 minutes, that is pretty good, because let's say your goal is 100. Now in the evening, let's say, because lunchtime usually sucks for most apps around here, unless you're going to do rideshare here in the valley, and you'll do okay if you go down to the strip. I just choose not to, as you've heard me say before. Anyhow, $60 and your goal is 100, you're 2/3 of the way there or more. And now you can make $40 and call it a day, probably in 2 hours, typically in the dinner rush. Makes it easy. 3.5 hour day for $100. That's pretty good. And you're not running yourself ragged. You're not having to accept crummy DoorDash orders or UberEats orders or InstaCart orders or whatever you're working off of, or all of them. That is why I suggest, if you aren't already signed up, get out there and sign up for DeliverThat and Dlivrd. At the end of the day, more than not, they're great offers. Yes, I get some that want to take me from like the strip to Henderson. I decline those, and you should too. But there are decent ones all the time, and you should take them as much as possible, even if you have to drive 7 miles out of your way to get to the location like I did today for $20, because it's a route, and the first deadhead miles you got to suck up. But if it's like 20 miles to pick up and then 2 miles to, I would pass on that. So hopefully that helps you. Anyhow, decline the ones that don't make sense and accept the ones that make sense, especially for these catering orders. For me, most of the time they do make sense. Anyhow, that is the end of today's video, and I hope you enjoyed the catering Tuesday with the 2 orders. We were hoping for the cash tip in person from the lawyer's office. I really thought we were going to get one, but boo-hoo-hoo, we don't get one. Anyhow, it was still interesting to find out if people still actually tip cash in real life. Used to, not so much anymore, especially with tipping on the app is more prevalent than anything. And I'm sure the lawyers are going to tip pretty good, but I'm going to have to chop it with all the other drivers out today, and that's okay. Then everybody gets some. There's days that maybe the jobs I do don't get tipped very well, and others do, and we split it up. Sometimes I agree with the tip chop, and sometimes I don't, but something's better than nothing, and, share and share alike. That's all I got to say about that. If you liked today's video, please leave a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and as always, you know what the delivery whiz is about to say next. I say it in every video because I want the message out there. Please, on ridiculous offers from these companies, don't do it. Not just for me. Do it for yourself. Because if we do these things, they think that they can take advantage of us, and we need to let them know that they can't. So, for the Centennial Hills to the Strip offer that pays $2.50 and no tip, just don't do it.